Hi, I'm Chef Gail Sokol and welcome to my kitchen. I'm stirring chocolate and butter and melting them over hot water because I'm so excited we're making a hazelnut flourless chocolate cake. Yay! It's one of my most favorite cakes and it's also the easiest. It's perfect for my friends that celebrate Passover, but it's also fabulous for anybody. And if you're gluten-free, it's a bonus because it's a cake you can thoroughly enjoy. So I love hazelnuts. And this is what a hazelnut looks like. Most of you know what that is. So I've kept the hulls on them. All right, I'm not going to, wipe them off or anything. I toasted them in the oven, just like 350 degrees for about 5 to 10 minutes, and just until you can smell them. Take them out of the oven. I took 1 cup and finally ground them in the food processor, and I'm going to set that aside. In here, I have 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate, beautiful chocolate, high quality chocolate. You can also use bittersweet, but do not use unsweetened. And 1.5 sticks or 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and I've melted it over some hot water. And I'm leaving this here. First, we must prepare our pan. Now, I will be using real Frangelico, and that is the monk. So we're going to be using 1/4 cup of Frangelico directly in our cake, and you do taste this fragrance of it. It's wonderful. All right, so this cake actually gets a slow bake, but it's 1.5 hours. So I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I have a 9-inch springform pan, the cheesecake pans. Now, I've lined mine with a cake circle, a cardboard cake circle that I've trimmed so that if I do want to give some to a friend or bring it to a friend, I will be able to easily do that and then remove the metal bottom and save it so I don't lose it at my friend's house. So I leave the metal bottom on because you're going to be putting it into a larger, either a roasting pan or a larger cake pan. And the reason we're doing that, we're going to fill this larger pan with hot water. And that's going to give this cake a nice, slow, beautiful bake so that the eggs don't coagulate too quickly. And the texture is going to be like butter, like silk, like chocolate silk, okay? So I'm going to take tin foil, aluminum foil, heavy duty, and I'm going to actually put it along the bottom, and I'm going to do 2 of these on the bottom of my springform pan, just so I don't get any leakage. I don't want any hot water coming in, and I don't want any batter going out. So I also have some boiling water on the stove that I have in my tea kettle, and I'm going to put that halfway up into my larger pan when we're ready. So I'm getting this all ready to go. All right, ready. Now in my electric mixer, I have 1 cup of dark brown sugar, and I'm going to add 6 eggs to that. That's 6 large eggs. Put that right in there. And then the monk's going in there. I have 1/4 cup. I must take a sniff. Hazelnut Frangelico is so good. Or any hazelnut liqueur. And if you don't like hazelnut, you can do the same thing with either almonds, pulverized, and an almond liqueur, amaretto or something like that. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And it's all going to go on the electric mixer. You can also do this by hand if you do not want to get your electric mixer involved. And you're just going to do it on low speed till everything is homogeneously blended. You're not looking to cream anything. You're not doing anything funky like that. It's just a straight mix. Now, I'm going to get my chocolate ready, so I want to pull my hot water off. I'm going to put that back on the stove. And I'm going to be prepared to wipe down the bottom so I don't get any water in with the chocolate. All right, now, if all goes well, I won't get it all over my floor. So I'm going to put this on low speed. Everything is blending. All right. And even though they're a little warm, I'm going to put them right in here. This chocolate and butter, remember, 2 cups of high quality bittersweet or semi-sweet chocolate, 1.5 sticks or 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And if you wanted to use a vegan butter, you could do that as well. I would be careful if you wanted to use something with a low fat content or more water, like a light butter, because that will seize your chocolate. So be careful of that. All right, we're going to get as much of this gloriousness in here as you can. I think I did pretty well, right? I shouldn't say anything, right? Because that's when it'll happen. All right. So once that's blended, I'm going to add my hazelnuts now. Just put them in. Like I said, it's just a simple mix. You don't even need an electric mixer if you don't want to get that involved, and just do it by hand. All right. I just figured it'll be easy to do. And these are finely ground, and I did not remove the skins. Leave them on because they just add, you know, a little bit of fiber. Not that it matters, but I like the flavor that they impart. I just can't help it. I don't mind the skins. I like them very much. All right. Shake my hands off. Push the nuts in there, and we're done. That's our batter. We're ready for the oven. All right. I think it takes more time to just prep and crack your eggs and everything than it really does to make this cake. It's so easy. And it's so, so delicious. What I love about this cake is if you keep it chilled in the fridge and serve it right from the fridge, it tastes almost like fudge. But if you leave it at room temperature, it almost is moussey and light. So I want to show you the batter. So take a look at that batter. You can see the nuts in there, and you can see just the chocolate, and you don't even see the eggs. And again, remember, electric mixer, go around the bottom. Make sure everybody's in there. All right? So I'm going to take my pan inside my pan in a pan, pour it in. The cardboard cake circle will not get damaged. Remember, the metal is on the bottom. It will not overheat. It will not go on fire. I've done this a gazillion times. It works nicely. It should come up about halfway up the sides of your springform pan. Remember, this is a 9-inch. Right, you want to get everybody out. I'm trying to do it so you can see me, and it's hard. I need to be an octopus. All right, so once this is done, we got everybody in there. All right, we're going to the oven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my oven up. And I want you to see this because it's important. Don't ever put your hot water, if you're baking it in water like this, slow. You never want to put your water in before you get to the oven because it'll get sloshy. And then you'll get it all over yourself. So I'm going to put that like that. I'm getting my hot water. This is really hot water. Woo! And I'm just going to pour it in. Okay, not between the foil and the pan. You want to just do it in the larger pan, about halfway up. When it gets to be about halfway up, you're done. Okay, I'm about halfway up. All right. Gently push it back in so it doesn't slosh around. And you're going to leave it in here for about an hour and a half. That's 90 minutes at 350 degrees. If the top gets dark, you can tent it with a little aluminum foil. But make sure you put your timer on, okay? 1 hour and 30 minutes. And that's it. So my beautiful hazelnut flourless chocolate cake came out of the oven after 1.5 hours at 350 degrees Fahrenheit in the water bath. Remember? I took it out. I took the foil off from the bottom, and I let it cool completely. And then I put it in the fridge for a couple hours just to get nice and cold. I took my springform side off, all right, and I put it on my serving platter, and it's gorgeous. And remember, at room temperature, it's more sort of light and airy. If you refrigerate it and leave it overnight before you serve it, it's going to get sort of like fudgy. and dense. So I'm going to just dust it with a little powdered sugar right now. You have so many different options because I also like to serve it. If you make each serving, like each wedge, as you're serving it, you can also put a little dollop of sweetened whipped cream on it. And I have a great video on stabilized whipped cream. So you can see that. Or you can put a little chocolate on top or some chopped hazelnuts, whatever. It's spectacular. It's great for Passover. It's gluten-free. It's every day, and it's super simple. I hope you enjoy this beautiful flourless chocolate cake. I hope you become a subscriber. Until next time.